Cómo se nota que aquí el tiempo transcurre de otra forma, macho. Mira los relojes. Saludos, terrícolas, y bienvenidos a otra parte de Deponia Doomsday. Y continuamos en Ciudad Paradoja, según nos comentó aquí el colega Rocco. El amigo, bueno, el que diría yo que es el padre del padre de McChronicle. Y tenemos 4 caminos y unas máquinas del tiempo. A ver, ¿puedo trastear con ellas?
Nope. People these days just don't trust one another anymore. People these days.
Vale. Vamos para acá. Vamos a ir en sentido. Anda.
Howdy, Rufus.
Horario.
You wouldn't believe who I met in the city.
My granddad. I know. He didn't recognize me.
No wonder. To him, you're not even born yet.
I guess I never will be. Even the slightest interventions change the timeline. In all probability, we prevented the birth of my father already.
¿Ah, sí?
Hogwash. I've seen everything possible and impossible in the last while, but nothing even remotely resembling a timeline. The whole thing is more like a fuzzy, knotted time scheme than anything else.
It's okay, Rufus. I'm doing just fine. Isn't it incredibly interesting here?
Yeah, very picturesque. But we have to get a move on. Don't you remember? Where's Gold?
In the farmhouse, but there's no reason to hurry. Here in interim time.
The clocks run differently, I already know. Still, no reason to take our foot off the gas. One of these portals must lead to Kuvak. We used it earlier ourselves.
Yeah, it's that one there.
Ah,
That
vale.
one? I actually expected a few mind-bending
¿En
puzzles
serio?
first. But, so much the better. Wait here. I'll go get Gold, and then we can go get our future back.
Vale. ¿Mantequera rota?
The country air seems to be good for him. His cheeks have gone all rosy.
No sé dónde ves tú las mejillas sonrojadas, pero bueno.
I'll get Gold, and you do McChronicle stuff.
Brace yourself for a surprise in there.
Vale. Miedo tengo.
Whoa, Butterfingers at work.
Vale.
Whoa.
Portal. ¿Puedo entrar directamente?
Now I just have to pick up Gold, and then that time loop cranking so-and-so is gonna have an out-of-body experience.
No es por nada, pero ¿no eres tú quien está provocando todo esto? Hola.
Hey, Gold, no time for coffee. Time to move. Wait a second. Am I counting right?
¿Cómo?
Your goal. I mean, your goal too.
And you are almost as perceptive as when I left you, Rufus, savior of the world, suicidal time traveler.
You forgot butt model. But how can that be? What are you doing here? Which goal are you?
She's the goal that you rescued from the future.
Yeah, and in return, she left me and Mac on Elysium, stole the time machine. Whoosh! That was the thanks we got.
I've not got such a talent for dramatic endings as you.
And you didn't get far either.
Yes. Perhaps I was a bit too quick off the mark there. When I arrived in interim time, there was no future anymore. The tunnel had simply come to an end, and the autopilot was steering me directly at it. I had to crash land, and was stranded. For us, only a few hours have passed. For her, it's been a lifetime.
Why didn't you use one of the portals?
The portals only opened much later. At first, they were all out of reach. Then the Deponians started to throw their trash into interim time. Time travelers also started arriving from all sorts of pasts. Most were stranded here like me. We built Paradox City from the trash. We tried to reach the portals, but none of them led to the right time. Then, when the first children were born, we realized that we had built ourselves a new home.
But now I'm here. So come on.
¡Ahí va! ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Qué está pasando?
What was that? An earthquake?
We've only had one of those once before. The time when the portals opened.
No jodas que se están cerrando.
Dull moment around here. Don't run off. I'm gonna go have a look.
Uy, uy, uy. ¡Ay, se ha cerrado! Me cago en...
Oh, come on.
Ah, no podía ser tan fácil.
Portal to Kuvak.
Se fue.
The others, all gone.
Hostia, ¿es verdad?
I have an explanation. When the
Cuenta.
tachyons poured into the open portal unchecked just now in the lab, we didn't only open the one portal, but also all the surrounding ones too. Portals leading to completely different places and time. As time passes much faster in here, they were open for years. A whole city was built whilst you fetched gold from the university. Shortly after you stepped through the portal, the anomaly closed behind you. In the lab, this was a blink of the eye. Here, countless minutes.
You mean this city only exists because we opened the portal earlier?
Really makes you think, eh?
What?
Yeah, like for example, how do we get out of here now that the portals are closed?
I was thinking more of the moral implications. Well, what will happen to the people here if we restore the old timeline? Are we even allowed to do that?
I can't see any signs.
I noticed that too. You should get it looked at.
Your granddad won't let me through to the time pod.
Sounds like him. I was never allowed to borrow his car either.
Any ideas on how to distract him?
With a good book, perhaps?
A book. We want to
Vale.
break into his workshop, not celebrate his birthday.
Which probably
¿Qué?
eliminates the necktie option too.
¿En serio? Ay, qué típico, ¿no? Regalar un libro.
Amazingly, there was still a bit of antidote left.
What? Antídoto. Ah. Espera,
You
¿cómo?
girls having a good talk?
I'm just telling Goal about your stamp cannon.
Oh yeah.
¿Cómo?
I shouldn't have used so much cheese.
¿Cañón de sellos? Cepillo.
Joel's hair may have lost its color, but it still smells like marshmallow candies.
Vaya. Hay cosas que nunca cambian, ¿eh? Una olla. ¡Qué recuerdos! Goal también.
She's totally confused. I probably would be too. She held up well.
Sí. Ornitorrinco a pilas. Esculturas. Esto tiene forma de libro y no creo que sea casualidad.
What's that doing here?
I was going to use that for my last beat of the drum sculpture.
Ah.
I've been waiting for weeks for the battery to run out, but it just keeps going and going and going.
Pues me lo llevo si no te importa. A ver si...
Huh. That's funny and depressing at the same time.
Vale.
You've become a sculptor?
I had a lot of time on my hands.
That excuses some things, but not everything.
¿Qué tiene de malo? A ver.
Can I take that?
No, it's not finished yet.
I could finish it.
And just how are you going to finish it?
I can finish anything.
You're going to finish me off one of these days. Are you finished yet? Yes.
No,
Oh, we'll just take it then.
I will.
On your marks, go.
And finished.
Okay, what just happened here?
Ya somos dos Goal, no entiendo nada.
She's got talent. Now she just has to use it.
Joder. Bueno, pues. Hala, camino 1 explorado. A ver por aquí. Oiga, ¿qué es esto? Restos de pocos pelos. ¡Oh! What? Manivela. Esto no es una manivela, es una palanca, que yo sepa. Cubas de
What are
basura.
those trash cans for?
That's where we keep the seats so they don't go bad, and so the wombats can't get at them. Those critters are getting worse by the day, almost as bad as the Fulocks. I catch them meddling with the bins all the time. That's why I always keep my eyes on both sides. My wife says I've started to squint. It's a good job it's so quiet on the Fulock front. We're not equipped for a war on two fronts.
¿Por qué me da que tenemos que provocar que ataquen los dos frentes? Torre de vigilancia.
I think he takes the whole thing a bit too seriously. He could use a change of perspective.
Hey there! Do not distract me. I've got to stay alert. Or do you have some kind of death wish that involves being ripped to shreds by a pack of Fulocks?
No, gracias.
You have a Fulock problem here?
What does it look like to you, huh?
Hysterical overreaction? Don't you think you're taking this thing a little too seriously? After all, the portals are closed, and no sign of any Fulocks.
Just because you can't see any Fulocks doesn't mean they can't see you.
Vale. Tú mismo.
What are those trash cans for?
Hey, keep your hands off. That's where we keep the seeds so they don't go bad. And so the wombats can't get at them. Those critters are getting worse by the almost as bad. I catch them meddling with the bins all the time. That's why I always keep my eyes on both sides. My wife says I've started to... It's a good job it's so quiet. We're not equipped for a war.
¿En serio? A ver.
Don't you dare! Or do you have some kind of death wish?
Well, I thought nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Don't think, soldier. It's war out here. And in war, there were only losers.
Vale. ¿Puedo hacer algo con los cubos y el mono este?
Hey, keep your
¿Voy a qué? Ah, contaminar las semillas. ¿Con un juguete? Bueno, no te quito razón. Vale. Círculo elíseo. ¿Cómo que círculo elíseo? ¿Esto es del elíseo o qué? Ah, no entiendo. Vale, pues nos quedan 2 caminos ya. A ver aquí. Oh. Hoy va, Dios. Qué despliegue de variedad, de repente. Cacahuetes. Ese cuenco es muy pequeño para los cacahuetes. Viejo inconformista. Vince. Ung. Joven inconformista. Rita. Hostia. ¿Rita? ¿En serio?
I see all the prerequisites for an entrancing love story. I just think the female lead should be recast.
Ah, sí.
We're out of Fulok soup. We've got toast and milk. And I'm also available on the cheap. My name's Rita. Are you single?
No. Yes. It's complicated.
Don't waste my time. I'm almost 40 and I'm a waitress in the city with no future. Do you really think I'm interested in listening to you moaning on?
Well, you asked. I just wanted to...
Tick-tock, tick-tock. Do you hear that? That's my biological clock. Order something, propose to me, or move over for the next in line.
What the fuck?
Busy here. Anything free today?
Yeah, a tip for your girlfriend. As long as she hasn't got a ring on her finger, she shouldn't let her man walk around the city on his own.
No, I meant the food.
Why didn't you say so? We're out of Fulok soup. We've got toast. Any other questions?
Vale.
1 order of toast and milk, please.
Got any money?
Nope.
Then your girlfriend must be blind.
Pero... ¿Cómo que tu novia debe ser ciega? ¿De qué hablas?
The portals are closed. Thought so. Classic case of last-minute panic.
What?
Do you have a time machine?
Do you think I'd look like this if I had one? Time machines have become quite rare. Maverick has an instant change, but he'd rather run over his grandfather than take someone else on board. And then there's Vince, but he can only offer deterministic time travel. Firstly, that's boring, and secondly, Vince smells of prunes. Otherwise, I only know of the old time pod in Rocco's garage. No idea if that still works. So, if you need passage, just forget it. We're all stranded here. The best thing you can do is get married as quickly as possible.
Vale.
I think I'll pass.
I hear that quite often. I really should unsubscribe from that dating platform.
Joder. No pienso comentar nada al respecto.
He shouldn't be time traveling anymore at his age.
Nonsense, my boy. True, the cataracts hinder 3-dimensional sight, but we travel in 4 dimensions.
¿Eh?
He shouldn't...
Nonsense, my... True, the cataracts hinder 3-dimensional sight, but we travel in 4 dimensions.
Vale.
Do you own one of the time machines out there?
But of course, my young friend. I call it the retardis.
Why is everyone laughing?
Because they have no idea. The retardis is a jewel in the crown of time travel technology.
He said jewel. Mr. Vincent is neglecting to tell you that his antediluvian vehicle cannot undertake genuine time travel. Only deterministic time travel.
You can't change the past with it. You're stuck there until you've recreated the condition of the timeline at the point of departure.
Huh?
Don't listen to them. A trip in the retardus is always worth it. If you like, I can take you on a little spin. All I need is a portal map with precise space-time coordinates on it. Just ask the lads at the portal building authorities.
Ok.
So, you could give me a ride?
Anytime. All I need is a portal map with
Por
precise
mapa de
space-time
portales
coordinates on
con las
it.
coordenadas
But I can't
espaciotemporales.
change anything?
Unfortunately not.
Could I take something from then?
Only if it doesn't change the course of events.
Entonces me da que no me interesa. ¿Unk?
That time traveler apparently comes from a completely different ethnic background. This is where my respect for foreign cultures and my diplomatic tact come into play.
Ooga, ooga.
Good day, sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. May I introduce myself? My name is Ang.
Hello. You understand what I say?
But of course, communication is one of the most important attributes for the profession in
Ah,
which I work.
muy bien.
I'm a trader, and it would be a true conviviality to engage in business with you. I vend in medicinal herbs for a healthy intestinal flora. In
Hey!
exchange for vintage art from the Neolithic period.
I give stone. You give fart mash.
Papilla
Say
papeda.
that to myself.
Vale. ¿Esto te sirve?
Rufus, bring stone.
Interesting. The material used to create this sculptural opus magnum is clearly basalt from the German Fatso
Mira.
Mountains. I can make out deposits of obsidian and even inclusions of
Cristo
chrysoberyl.
Berilo.
My respect for the fine arts unfortunately forbids me from exploiting this aesthetic ornament purely for the purposes of my base
decía yo.
commercial ambitions. That would be barbarity.
Vaya.
Who's taking so long? What a wuss. What a slime ball.
Joder, ya, ¿no? Deja de criticar a todo el mundo. Pero bueno.
Oh no! The Fulux soup! I'm gonna get fired for sure. My whole future depends on this job.
Pero no
I
hay
thought
futuro.
there was no future here.
There is for me. My future self is sitting over there in the corner. He says that if I don't try a lot harder, I'll never be as successful as, well, me. He said I've got to save, work hard, and sign up to a pension plan. Otherwise, I'll never drive a sleek Instant Change 5. And then, well, it would all be for nothing.
Why don't you just make a new suit?
I can't. We've run out of Fulux ribs. Oh,
Ah.
man. What a disaster.
Ya veo por dónde van los tiros. Ah, claro. Que son la misma persona. Por eso inconformistas son los dos. No me he dado
Is
cuenta.
that your ride out there?
Why? Have I blocked you in?
No, don't worry.
Shame. So why are you asking?
Well, you left the lights on. If you give me the key, then...
Huh. Nice try. Not only does the Instant Change Coupe make time travel possible without that bothersome time branching, it also has the automatically adjusting headlights since the 5 series.
Ah.
That's a nice device. No two ways about it.
Every time traveler's dream. For a long time, I thought I'd never be able to afford more than the 2 series, the so-called butter churn, but I was ambitious. I wanted the 5 series more than anything else. I've slogged and slaved, shed blood, sweat, and tears, scrimped and saved again. And now that I've got there, the only thing that still gives me any joy is pushing around other people who don't slave away as hard as I did back then. For example, my former self, that lazy slacker. He should have served me a bowl of delicious Fulux soup ages ago. But do you see any delicious Fulux soup around here, huh? I don't. If he doesn't start moving my ass soon, I could be to a real ass chewing.
¿No alterarías tu propia línea temporal si hicieras tal cosa? No sé, pregunto.
Occupied. You plan on being done in the crapper anytime soon?
Don't rush me. I suffer from severe temporal
¡Es el del Goodbye Deponia!
Temporal constipation? Not perhaps temporal diarrhea?
No, I'm over that. But how the crap?
¡Es el mismo!
Surprise, surprise, huh? I recognized your voice. You're the time crapper.
Joder.
The temporal toilet tourist, who apparently has made it his mission to clog every toilet in the entire multiverse.
Pero tío.
End times person?
Amigo, sí.
Is that you? But I've only just met you.
Bien.
You gave me this wonderful toilet paper.
Sí, ese valioso papel.
Cletus's suitcase. I remember. But that was my other adventure, a version of the future which no longer exists, as if a
Sí.
huge plug were clogging everything up. Oh, tell me about it. Oh, everything was flowing just fine. Now it's come to a standstill. Exactly, but I'll get things back up and running. Oh, that would be great.
Vale. Ah, este me da... Ah... Vale, tengo que hacer algo con esto.
Bus brushing, not me.
¿Y lo de la mantequera, tío? ¿La tendré que reparar de alguna forma? ¿What? Tócalo otra vez, Ronnie. ¿Le he dado varias veces a la gramola? Ah, claro. Claro, por eso no se movía. Vale. Pues ya está. Pues otro logro, ¿por qué no? A ver qué hay aquí abajo. Excavación. Arquitecto. ¿No? ¿Tienes más pinta de diseñador de arte o algo así? Obrero, sirena... Vale.
It's obvious that he doesn't have a clue about the future. Otherwise, he would definitely wear something else.
No sé por qué, hasta me lo esperaba.
Yoo-hoo, I have a question.
Keep it short, I've got work to do. We're about to make the breakthrough into the future. I can already smell it.
Sorry, it's the excitement. What exactly are you doing here?
We suspect there may be a so-called future in sediment beneath the city.
¿Qué dices,
That's why
tío?
we started to hollow out its foundation.
Aren't you worried that that could make the city somehow, I don't know, slide maybe?
The chances always offset the risks. The unimaginative rednecks up there have no idea what a rough diamond they have right under their feet. They see no further than the base that guarantees their apartments stay standing. I see street cafes, Martin, office spaces, and affordable lofts for fashionable high-income earners.
Such as architects working for the Portal Building Authorities, for example?
Exactly.
Now, I still don't understand exactly what that hole there is supposed to have to do with the future.
But it's so very simple. We want to attract a solvent clientele. Time travelers who are literally not born yesterday. A portal to the future who would put a paradox city back on the map. The saying goes, continuous growth through development in interim time. And we're creating the attractions for that.
You spit when you talk. I have to get to Kuvak one day before the end of time.
Wait, Kuvak. Unlucky and unluckiness.
¿Por
We
qué?
have a portal to Kuvak, but that's on the old Hermit's land, so it's not connected to the time travel superhighway yet. We've been fighting for that right of way for ages.
That isn't the problem. The problem is that the portals have closed back up again.
No, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. It's proof once more of how important the connection between Paradox City and the future is. I can already see the campaign. The only way back leads forwards. Or better still, back through the future.
But that's all just drivel. The reason for the lack of a future lies in the past.
Utter hogwash. Today was yesterday, the future belongs to those who have the courage to look forward.
Oh, you have no idea.
Me estoy liando.
I urgently need to get to... I'm pretty sure that the reasons for the missing...
Utter hog. Today was yesterday, the future belongs to those who have the courage to look forward.
I'll let you get on with your work.
Finally! I was afraid I'd miss out on the future, all because of you.
Pero que no hay futuro, que no te enteras, tío.
They seem to have a serious fuelock problem here, but it's still too early for any conjectures about guilt.
Dice el culpable.
They can drill to their heart's content there.
No van a encontrar nada.
It's true what they say. You can't make an egg without breaking an omelet.
¿Cómo?
It's true what they say. You can't make an egg without breaking an omelet.
Lo ha dicho al revés. No puedes hacer un huevo sin romper la tortilla. Lo ha dicho al revés en
What are you
inglés.
reading?
Hey, this is the future issue of hats.
What else?
Ahí va.
And are helmets making a comeback?
No, sadly not. In the future, all manual work will be performed by machines.
Sí.
That would be great. Then no one would have to work.
Why do you think I work so hard? Certainly not for the money. This job is so badly paid that I need a second one to make ends meet.
And what's your second job?
I write fake reviews for an ad finance rating portal that compares free comparison sites for buying building machinery.
Huh. If only we finally had machines that could relieve us of all these important tasks.
Qué borras, tío. ¿Puedo toquetear esto?
Oh no, fuel lock alarm.
Oh, again? Ugh, that means we'll have to take another compulsory break.
No, it doesn't mean that. One can't keep the future waiting.
Why? Has he got somewhere to go?
Oh. Vale. Se me ocurre algo. Se me ocurre algo.
Strange. I can't see anything.
¡Ah, ja, ja! Señor Bizco, te voy a robar unas semillas.
He really earned the diversion.
¿Qué? Pero tío. Vale, no sé qué he hecho.
Hey, wait a minute.
Ah, vale.
There were wombats in the bins again. I can't see anything.
Se te vas a cagar.
Show yourself. Come on now, show yourself.
Chúpame el pollo.
Can't see anything.
I created them from a rib, and now I need the rib back.
Joder, no eres
Come on
Dios,
now,
tío.
show yourself. Give me something to shoot
¡Hala!
at.
Ya tengo las costillas para hacer eso.
Something to shoot at.
La sopa esa.
Come on now,
¿Hay algo más por aquí?
show
No.
yourself. Give me something
¿Ahora qué hago?
to
¿Levanto el
shoot
puente
at.
otra vez? Pues lo
Where
dejo
are
así.
you little beasts?
Lo suyo es ir a
Come
bajar
on
el
now,
puente.
show yourself.
Ah. Pues lo voy a dejar bajado. Porque me sale de las narices. A ver.
I created them from a
Vale. No los creaste con una costilla, pero sí con pelo. Bueno, piel.
Fuel lock ribs. Now, where did you get them?
No preguntes.
I ripped them off a fuel lock.
Sí, claro.
I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. But if it's not asking too much, could you take the soup to my future self?
Sure, why not?
No problema.
Careful. I think he's looking for a reason to get me fired.
Everyone knows there's no arguing over taste, but this doesn't have much to do with taste in the first place.
¿Que no estamos hablando de gustos, dices?
Fuel lock soup. Finally.
Yo.
Darn. That was actually quite alright.
Am I hearing disappointment?
Yes. Of life. I've grafted away all my youth to be able to afford an instant change 5. Now I'm old. Making other people's lives hell is the only joy I have left. And now, I can't even manage that anymore.
Ah, don't be so hard on yourself. You can do it.
Be a good little boy and bring me some seconds.
¿Otra?
Maybe then I'll find the hair in my soup that will give me an excuse to fire someone.
That's the spirit.
¿Me estás tomando el pelo? ¿Y los cacahuetes?
Peanuts. Tasty.
¿Me los puedo llevar?
You've eaten Mikey!
What?
But, oh no. I thought you were peanuts.
Don't worry. Mikey was an ass anyway.
And we are peanuts.
Sapient peanuts from another time. Delicious and clever.
What do you know? Can I maybe take you along anyway? The way things are going here, I'll probably have to make you into peanut butter.
No. To be honest with you, we wouldn't like that.
Let him speak. Maybe he's got a good reason.
A good reason
Sí.
to turn us into peanut butter? Oh yeah, true. He hasn't given us one yet. Yeah, why does he want to do that?
Por principios, comida para un viaje, amor.
On principle.
Ah, on principle, he says. That's pathetic. Ugh.
Wrong answer, matey.
Well, then maybe.
Ay, alguna es buena y no sé cuál es.
As travel provisions.
Now you're really getting my
La cáscara.
First Mikey, and now this.
You greedy gannet.
What I meant was... for love.
Wow, now that's what I call a proper answer. Oh, we'd be happy to sacrifice ourselves for love.
Yippee!
Vaya, hombre.
First.
About one more question. How exactly does it help love if we're made
Todo.
of peanut butter? Oh, yeah.
I'd like to know that too.
Let him speak. No explanation, no
Mierda.
deal. No, sir.
Find someone else to make into peanut butter.
Okay, I'll tell ya.
Mierda, maldito ratón, tío. Le he dado solo un clic y he interpretado dos.
I want to win back Goal's affection.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I don't know.
I'm not convinced either. But this is Goal we're talking about. Yeah, but who's Goal? I mean, do we even know her?
I certainly don't know her.
Oh, true. So how do we know if you're a good match?
Goal is
Joder.
also more of a long-term goal.
Huh? Well, how do you mean?
Oh, it's so cryptic.
You're right. Just forget I said anything.
No probs, matey. No offense.
Come back again once you've thought of a valid reason, you pillock.
Me cago en la puta, pero qué cojones. Los cacahuetes del demonio. A ver. ¿Puedo pedirte otra?
And what did he say about the soup?
Looks like he enjoyed it. He wants another one.
Really? Oh boy. Maybe I haven't screwed up my future after all.
Ah, vale.
Here. Fortunately, we've now got loads of this stuff.
Era grande la costilla, ¿eh? A ver. Lo sabía.
Waiter, there's a hair in my Fulock soup. Then be glad you didn't order the Fukaka soup.
¿Qué? Sopa con pelo.
Waiter, then be glad you didn't order the Fukaka soup.
¿Poca caca? A ver, terminemos con esto.
Fulock soup. Finally. I was about to get my former self fired. What? Wait a minute. What the hell is this? There's a hair in my soup. I want to see the manager.
¡Oh, buh!
What? How did you get here so quickly?
Oh, you're obviously experiencing a side effect of my new instant change.
¿Qué
too.
coño?
It uses a time travel technique that doesn't create any new timelines. All changes become immediately visible.
Didn't you just want to save up for Series 5?
Yes, but then my future self came along, completely broke. So, I bought the 2 series off him. It's quite practical, as long as you don't take pregnant women on board. And now that I don't need to save anymore, I quit immediately. My future self was probably more in need of a job anyway.
And what are you gonna live on?
I'll break into my pension plan, and then, well, we'll see. The future suddenly looks bright again.
Esta visión futura que hay aquí no dice eso mismo. ¿Y qué he conseguido con esto? Bueno, lo veremos en el próximo vídeo, me parece. Ojalá esto os haya gustado, os haya servido. Lo único que he hecho ha sido hablar con todo el mundo, mayormente. Nos vemos en el próximo. ¡Un DeLorean! En alguna parte tenía que haber. ¡Chao!